Hello, this is Andrew with the Meigs County District Public Library and Guiding Ohio Online. Today we're going to talk about an app you can put on your smartphone or tablet device to video chat with others. That is called Zoom. Zoom is going to be this camera icon on your device. From your main page, you can either go to your App Store to download it right here, or you may look for the Google Play if you're on an Android device. Once downloaded, look for this icon and open it up. From here, this is the main page of Zoom. Zoom is used to video conference or audio conference with others. You can also hold meetings or interviews as well. When you open Zoom, there are going to be 4 icons that show up on the main page. You're probably going to use 3 of them. Now, let's go into what they are. The first is New Meeting. Both of these are going to be enabled by default. One is video on, and the other is Personal Meeting ID. Leave them both on. You can click Start a Meeting. If you leave the video icon on, you'll start with your video enabled. The first selection you'll see is to hear others talking. Click Call using audio. If you don't check this and click Cancel, you won't be able to hear anyone. Neither will anyone be able to hear you. When you tap the screen, a menu will appear. On your phone, it will appear toward the bottom. On a tablet, it will appear at the top. The first thing in the upper left is going to be Join Audio. This lets others hear you, and you hear others by clicking that button. It's enabling the first prompt that we saw. After you click it, it will turn into a mute button or an unmute button, depending on what your status is. Mute stops you from being heard by others. Unmute will enable you to be heard by others. The next tab is Stop Video. Stop Video will stop your video. Start Video will enable it again. You can use this to toggle your video on or off if you have something that you don't want others to see or they don't need to see. The next will be Share Screen. You can choose to share a window on your laptop or something on your tablet for others to see as well. This can be a picture, a file, or just a window that's enabled. The next tab is Participants. You will see participant names categorized. As the host, you have more options if there are people in. The first is Rename. You can rename someone to a nickname or whatever they have they go by. Other options will appear for other participants, such as Kick, to remove someone from the room if they are talking inappropriately, or you just don't want them there. You can also mute participants. In the bottom left, you will see a tab saying Invite. You can send a message to others to invite them to your room, invite others from your contacts, or copy an invite link to share it amongst people you know. Sending a message to others will probably be the easiest way to invite someone else to your group. You can send it through email and they can have a link directly in. The final tab we'll talk about is the More tab. More has some reactions that you can let others know that you are wanting attention, such as raise hand. You can also lower your hand if a question was answered. You can click on More and see at the bottom there are emojis that you can also react with. So maybe you were very happy that someone said something, or it was really funny, but you don't really need to show that via chat. Next, you can go under the Security tab and see what options you have. The top option is to lock the meeting. This will stop people from joining. The next enables a waiting room. This will put others in queue, and they are allowed into the room when you allow them. You can click Hide All Profile Pictures. This will stop anyone's profile picture or default photo from showing when they do not have video enabled. You can select who is able to share screen, and you can also enable the Rename tab. Under the chat with, you can select if anyone is able to chat or only the host if they're able to type something out to others. In the More tab, you also have Chat. This may be an icon by itself on your phone or tablet, but you can chat to send a message to everyone in the group, just like so. Type your message and click the Send button on the right side. You can also select certain members of the group to send a message to, so you're not sending a message to everyone available. Under the More, we also have Meeting Settings. These are also going to be different settings for your meeting or group. You can select a myriad of controls, such as to rename the meeting. You can also play a noise when people join or leave your meeting. You can choose to always show meeting controls. This will allow you to see the meeting controls without tapping the screen, such as to share screen, mute, or to start or stop your video. You have touch-up appearance, which will change the lighting somewhat on your camera. You can show name when participants join, closed captioning, show non-video participants, show self-view, and etc. Familiarize yourself with these meeting options. Lastly, in the top left, you have the option to end meeting. You can choose leave meeting, and it will leave it for yourself, or end meeting for all will close the meeting entirely. Under the Join tab, if someone else is hosting a meeting, you can use their personal ID or number to join that meeting. You will need their number to join. If they don't have one that you provided, you will not be able to join. It'll probably be best to get this through email. You also have the same options at the bottom by connecting to audio. Over here, we have schedule. By default, Zoom meetings are 40 minutes long. The best way to get the most out of your time is to ensure everyone is there at the start. You can schedule a meeting so that the room will appear and you can host it right at the time the meeting commences. At the top, you will see Save and Cancel. Save puts your settings into action and makes sure that the meeting will go. Cancel stops you from hosting any meeting. The first option you will have at the top is to rename the meeting. You can name it to whatever you like. Underneath that, you'll have when the meeting starts, the duration of the meeting, the time zone the meeting will be held. You can repeat the meeting, weekly, bi-weekly. You can use your personal ID to join. You can require a passcode to join. You can enable the waiting room, meaning that people will have to be let in to join your meeting. You can change settings so the host video is always on and that the participant video is on, and your audio options. These three icons will be the main ones you'll use with Zoom. And hopefully by now, you've learned enough to be dangerous. Feel free to contact us if you have any questions at the Meigs Library.